Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Now that you got my love, get on you don't come around. Now that you got all my love, yeah, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my, I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, Lord have mercy. 'Cause I need you and you need me. I know we can be happy. Just wait and see. Baby, won't you change your mind? I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shake, yeah. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Baby, won't you change your mind? Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no, I've been hoping, baby. I've been praying, baby. Yes, I have. Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no. I've been hoping, baby. Yeah. I've been praying down on my knees, praying that you change your mind. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll do better if you change your mind.
Good morning. Yeah. I see you, Dawn. Slick J. Adams. Good morning. Come on.
You're listening to the book of Dawn. Good morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. This morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. Good morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. Are you ready for the truth? And nothing but the truth, so help you God. She's bringing it to you every weekday at 9 in the morning. So if you want to hear the real, this is what you gotta do. Just long around and listen to Dawn speak her mind. The book of Dawn in the morning. You're listening to the book of Dawn. This morning, listen to the book of Dawn. This morning, you're listening to the book of Dawn. You're now tuned in to Dawn. Oh, sexy Dawn. leave on media. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Dawn.
Come on, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sunshines. Good morning, nephew Ron.
Good morning, TT.
Let me tell y'all about my nephew. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 32 seconds. Hey, man, he's a little chief in charge. His little maze running around this mug, okay?
Getting it together.
I appreciate it. In my tiger voice, I appreciate you. Good morning, sunshines. I am Dawn. It's a same Dawn, new day. Thank you for letting me in your kitchen and your dining room and at your workspace, on your telephone. If you're sneaking, that's okay. We can sneak. You just can't sneak with whatever your sacrifice that begins today is. Today is Ash Wednesday. I didn't go get my ashes, but I will. I'll take a picture and send them to you. You got to get your ashes too, okay?
What else work besides ashes? I remember my aunties used to put the olive oil on the
That is blessed oil. That's different. That's blessed oil. This is not that. But I'll bring you some blessed oil too now.
It definitely wasn't no blessed oil though. It was definitely the vegetable oil.
You can bless any oil, baby. You can take Crisco and make it blessed oil. All it needs is a prayer over it and a pastor's blessing, okay? Today is Wednesday, February 17th. I am here, the host of the Book of Dawn, Dawn Milhouse. 9 a.m. weekdays. Today is Who's That Girl Wednesday, my woman crush day. And I have Stephanie Luster joining us today. I'm excited. Damn. I love that. Was that Maze? Is that Maze's voice? He sounds just like Maze. Today is Random Act of Kindness Day. Find something to do. Just be random. Don't be a random. Do a random act of kindness. Be a blessing to somebody. Happy birthday to the brother from HP, Rico Nance. Happy birthday to one of the best. I have to have this woman on Who's That Girl? Millie Cruzat. Liza Cruzat's mama is 90 plus, baby. When I tell you can take her foot, put it up, still runs and walks 6 miles a day, I said, Lord have mercy. When it's the baddest lady I know in real life. No, that would be my mother. The second baddest, okay. Happy birthday, Kimberly Bond. She owns Kimberly Bond Studios out on 159th Street. Sue Poncher, Rick Pryor, Bonita Harvey Carr, Kenny Johnson, Jason Grant, Eric Williams, Al Harrington with the weed man. Used to be in the NBA. He's mega rich now because of the reefers. Beth Payne, and guess what? Your boy, Michael Jordan. You got his shoes on. Hey. Today is Who's That Girl? Woman Crush Wednesday. We are going to chit-chat with Stephanie Luster. She's got a lot going on. She's like a real, first of all, philanthropy is her thing, so we're sisters in philanthropy. But she is is born of legacy and continuing a legacy, and I want to make certain that we give her an opportunity to share her story. But before I let you go, do you know what finger tutting is? Right, I learned this yesterday. Yeah, what the? How do you know that? How do you know that? And I didn't know.
Having all these random facts.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. So I learned what finger tutting was yesterday. So after we talked to Stephanie, then me and you on camera gonna finger tut because Anthony Anderson's mom did it yesterday on the Tell the Truth. Hilarious. Donald Faison was on there, and when Donald Faison laughed so hard, he started crying and had to run and get tissue because he was crying and snotting. Because, Anthony Anderson's mom was an entire fool. And she was like, you got to watch yesterday's episode. I was like, finger tutting? What the? It's like a whole genre. I'm like, they just making up stuff. Yeah, it's what the heck? Anyway, this is the Book of Dawn. Stay tuned. Stephanie's in the building via the switcher system. And so we're going to bring her in. I want to be a good steward of her time and her blessing for joining us. This is the Book of Dawn. We got Who's That Girl, Stephanie Luster, coming up next. We'll be right back.
WIIFTBPM.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
What's in it for the black people? That which we invent, of course. Let's see if we could list some black inventors using the letters WIIFTBP. Here goes. J.T. Whites invented the lemon squeezer. A.C. Richardson made an insect destroyer gun. Isaac Johnson made improvements to the bicycle frame. Robert F. Fleming Jr. made the guitar. Valerie Thomas hit us with the illusion transmitter. Al Purdy and Jaguar gave us the folding chair. Now, go create some stuff. Make us proud, black people. It's legacy time.
And I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, 'cause I'm black.
You gotta know that it's over. I gave all of me. My heart is empty. You promised you would change. You said forever, you and me. Look at what you've done to me. I'm torn apart. I'm picking up the pieces you left to me. How selfish could you be? I gave you the world, and you still couldn't be deep. I forgave you when you cheated. I guess it didn't mean a thing. No more excuses. I packed your bags, they at the door. I'm through with you. Can't believe the things you put me through. I gave you all my love and then this what you do. Everything you did about the comeback, you gon' get this karma. Karma, you end up losing everything you love. You about to get it. Every single do from every single do. You gon' get this karma. Ain't no escaping that. And everything you did is coming back. 'Cause payback's a dog. Oh, you got to pay it back to me. Yeah, 'cause I didn't deserve it. It's a dog. It's a dog. Leave me alone.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to the Book of Dawn on What's in It from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. It is Wednesday. Who's that girl? Who is that girl? Miss Stephanie, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm hoping you can hear me too.
I can indeed. You look fabulous this morning. I'm not surprised, but I just had to say, affirmation from girl to girl to let a girl know that they look great is an okay thing to do, and we don't do enough of it. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Stephanie, who is Stephanie Luster? Stephanie Luster is a beauty industry trailblazer and entrepreneur. She's made it her business to inspire others to use their platforms to walk further in your purpose. I added the further to that because what she does is further we all sometimes get the purpose, but we don't know how to push the envelope of the purpose. Through her tragic experiences, she has learned that every opportunity that you have to spread love, ignite passion, and just be grateful and rejoice is fundamental to continuing the success of giving back and incorporating the love for all women. That's my take on who Stephanie is. I'm going to let Stephanie introduce herself. Stephanie, did I miss anything that is pertinent to who you truly are?
You know, I am, and thank you for that graceful introduction. I am very passionate about the beauty industry. I'm also very passionate about young women. And when I say young women, I just have this thing for these girls that are between, let's just say, teenager and going into adulthood, like finding their womanhood. I don't know why. When the rest of the mothers and everybody else can't stand these girls, I just love them for some reason. I think there's something that's ingrained in me, you know, as a purpose piece or whatever. And so, yes, I am Stephanie Lester, president of Esations Incorporated and co-owner. And it's a manufacturing plant here in the Chicagoland area, Park Forest, Illinois, where we manufacture hair care products for multi-textural women or multi-textural hair. So every type of hair can be serviced from our products. And we want to make sure that everyone feels beautiful in a healthy way. And that's for cosmetologists and the consumers alike. And then I also have Bertha Salon, Sophia brand and boutique salon in Olympia Fields, Illinois, where we have like 9 stylists right now. And so we can take care of any one of those types of hair as well. But the main thing that we do is feed the body and the soul and the inside, not just the outside. So whenever you come in, you're going to leave out feeling better, not just looking better. So that's who I am.
Stephanie, I think it's important because you are servicing the entire girl and or woman. Often we put too much emphasis. For example, the young lady with the Gorilla Glue. She wanted a ponytail that was smooth and with no flyaways. And so she went to the extreme to feel good on the outside, when the truth of the matter was that something on the inside was deficient for her. And so the way that you service the entire person, I think, is a purposeful thing, because we all can get our hair did. You know, what did we used to say when we little? Fried, dyed, and slick to the side. You might
lay to the side. That's right.
But what about the inside? And so that's why, for me, the work that you do, we need to share more of. Not to disrespect anybody's salon, because I'm certain there are others, but not with so many levels in the manner that you do it, from the product side, from the actual beauty side, and then from the philanthropy. Stephanie, I like the way you said multi-textural, because there's this marketing spin on girls with curls or kinky or locky. And I think that I receive multi-textural better, because I don't feel like you're singling out any one thing, because all hair is fairly different. Was that intentional for you to do that with that term?
Yeah, absolutely. Hair is hair, like you said, and it all can be serviced. It's just knowing about each type. What I don't like, not just, and I'm saying this not just from a perspective of other nationalities or other races kind of looking at the Black girl, but what I don't like too is, you know, I've been kind of discriminated upon just within my sisters, because there's this faux pas that if your hair is not curly, then you don't embrace your inner self. Or if your hair is straight, then the curly, you know, hair is nappy. Or there's this whole inner work that needs to be done from us to another. And my opinion is that your hair is an extension of beauty of yourself. And so when I say an extension of beauty, that means that the inside needs to have that beauty worked on, and then your hair is a reflection of how you feel on the outside. On the inside, I'm sorry. So for me, I've had natural hair. I've had my natural curls, of course, in which I love my natural curls. But what works better for me in this stage of life is to have my hair relaxed. And sometimes I like to have different colors in it or whatever. It doesn't mean that I don't know or love what's inside of me. There are other women who like the ease of extensions or wigs or braids or whatever. And with me, it is that as long as your inside encompasses the beauty of you, then however that reflection looks on the outside should be okay, as long as you're keeping it healthy. And that's where we want to become the partner with our products, and even with who we are, what we are. Like with our social media platform, I go through Bible study and stuff like that once a week now, and also do some self-care moments and things to just kind of help do a work on the inside too. So as long as you're doing your work on the inside and the outside reflects and you feel beautiful when you look in the mirror, you're doing it in a healthy way, I am all for that. Kudos to you, sis.
Yeah, I would have to say that I concur. We put a lot of emphasis on, meaning women of color, put a lot of emphasis on if you relax your hair, which I have to remember to say relax, because I grew up saying perm and realized as an adult perm is not relaxed. That's two different things. But if you relax your hair, then you want to be white. If you if you don't have this kind of braid, or if you don't have that kind of, we put a lot of emphasis in this struggle, in this battle with each other, as opposed to just finding the beauty of every piece of it. And the most important part, which you've stated, is just take care of your hair. But you got to take care of your inside also.
Yes. Yeah. It takes me all the way back to Spike Lee. What was it? What's the movie? A Good Hair, Bad Hair. School Days.
School Days.
And School Days. And my sister, who is co-owner here at these stations with me, she's younger. She just turned 30. She'd never seen it before. So when I was, giving her the synopsis of what I feel like our direction needs to be, giving women the freedom to actually be themselves and find beauty in themselves. And I showed her the clip from the, movie. She's like, oh my God, I've never seen that. I said, well, this is something that we have been feeling as women, and something that has been going on for decades. And it's still continuing to grow. It's like the more someone feels empowered, then the more it feels like you have to kind of push away the other sister to empower yourself more, or something like that. And for me, it's like all of us are beautiful, no matter how we have our hair, no matter, what kind of clothes we wear, or whatever. We should have the freedom to live in our beauty the way we want to see it, as long as we're doing it in a healthy manner.
Yeah. So I'm assuming, but I will ask your clarity. Is that why you kind of have a connection to the younger sister? Because that is really the gap here, when we start feeling like we have to comb our hair a different way, or have our hair straighter, or have our hair, twisted. Is that where that comes from? That little gap piece, is that you focus on?
Yeah, it's part of it. I think that I've always been passionate about young girls, but I think as time goes on and I start to see how they want to pattern themselves after the new role model and the over-sexualized self, and I'm not saying I'm against lashes or anything like that, but I believe that there's a piece of a young woman, like you said, the gap between being a child and trying to find their way and freedom in adulthood. There's a piece of it with the way new role model is, that makes them over-sexualize, over-sensualize themselves, and feel like they're not enough if they're not in that way, if they don't have a face full of makeup, if they don't have their lashes up to their eyebrows, and if they don't have this long straight hair. It makes everybody want to go get a body done. I mean, it's just, in some way, I'm not saying that I blame us or myself, but more of us sisters that have been there and gone through, we need to step up in mentorship and be available, and be, a presence, and show our dopeness, and show, that you can become a successful business person, or you can be a doctor, or you can be an attorney, or you can be Dawn, or you can be, Kelly Ferry. Like, you can be a successful, prominent woman and not have to over-sexualize yourself to get the attention that you need. Like, you can be successful and be beautiful and have freedom and, be intelligent and be meek and be mild all at the same time, that it gets as much, notoriety as if, I had my drawers out. So it's giving an alternative. We all have to step up and be the alternative in our community. And that ministry, or that piece for me that becomes a ministry, it doesn't have to be for, on a platform with 100,000, young women on it. It can be for my niece down the street, or, the people in the local neighborhood, or the people at the church, or whatever. Just taking an initiative to being that force that says there is something different than what you're seeing or visualizing every day.
Just one. If we just can, just one at a time. Like we don't have to. We're not. Let me not say we don't have to. We're not going to touch and reach everybody, but the ones that are within our reach that we can touch are the new difference makers at the point that they've learned the purpose and the understanding. I have to, my God baby is going to probably flip out, but she's probably not watching, so I'm going to be comfortable saying this. She went through, beautiful girl. She went through that just very thing you described. She was very petite, very tiny, straight hair. She literally has gone in 4 years from fairly thin lips to full lips to the permanent lashes that I make my eyes water when I look at her. The hair, the nails, and I'm still trying to say, but something's still missing on the inside, because if something wasn't missing on the inside, you would not be trying to do the outside. And so I think that programs like yours and ministry, which is lacking because we have so much focus on the on the WAPs. I'm a Cardi fan now. They know I'm a Cardi fan, but the WAPs and the the Stallions and again, I partake, but I'm grown. Those are the influences that they see. And so you are working to change the narrative so that they find the beauty inside of them. As a matter of fact, you are having a masterclass tomorrow, right?
Yes, I'm super stoked about this masterclass. First of all, it's a masterclass, and it's my first masterclass, and I'm just appreciated that it's called a masterclass.
Well, I think you've earned it.
Thank you.
Tell me about this masterclass and who will be attending, and if it's still room for people to sign up.
Yeah, well, with Polished Pebbles, which is an amazing, amazing girls mentorship program, we come together and want to talk to young women who are thinking of, have an inkling of, or just, want to get more information about becoming a CEO in the beauty industry. So I'm doing a masterclass tomorrow evening. I think it's at 4:00 though. It's not all the way in the evening, so later afternoon. And we're going to sit down and chop it up. We're just going to talk about what it takes to be a CEO in the beauty industry. Mm-hmm. So if there are young girls, or if anybody is watching, if you have young girls that you know of that, like I said, are either interested in beauty, or they just don't know exactly what they're interested in, and you want to get them more information on the beauty industry, then it's a perfect masterclass to set them up for. It's free. All they have to do is pre-register for it, and they can get their spot on it. It's going to be virtual, so anybody across the nation or across the world actually can become a part of it. Mm-hmm. And I also think that some of the young women, I know that there are some young women who are just into makeup and hair and beauty, and that may be something that is ordained to be a part of their future as well, Mm-hmm. And so even if you have someone that hasn't spoken that they want to be a part of the beauty industry, but maybe they are into makeup like crazy, mm-hmm. and it may be something that they can turn it into a career at some point, then join in, have them join in. Like I said, it's free and it's virtual, so you can log on from anywhere. They just need to do the registration to be able to become a part of it. And we're going to really get deep and talk about what it takes to become an industry CEO. I think that when it comes to any business, not just the beauty industry, the whole CEO, I'm a boss, all of that has become over sensualized right now too. And
totally.
People really think like, hey, I want to be this boss and I'm not going to have to work. I can make my own hours. Let me tell you, we're going to talk about that too. No, it's not the case. I don't think everybody is ordained to be a quote unquote boss. You have your ministry and the thing that you're supposed to be in. And as long as you are affecting and impacting the people that you are supposed to be impacting, then you're doing what you're supposed to do. We all come together and make an orchestra. Everybody cannot direct the orchestra. Somebody has to play the instruments as well.
Truer words have never been said because it's glamorized and it's sensationalized and it looks easy, and there's nothing easy at all about being a CEO. As a matter of fact, we don't really always CEO our own lives well enough to CEO anything else. So I think that that's a point well taken, and I think you sharing that with, not discouraging them, saying you can't be, but is that for you? Because it takes several layers. Without the support staff, there is no CEO. You're just walking around a normal human. There's gotta be a support staff, thus the need for a CEO. And so I think catching them at that age and sharing that with them and showing them you can be this, or you can be the co-founder, or you could be the CFO, or the other variables that fit in that puzzle to make an organization run are huge. Stephanie, I got a pet peeve, and I need you to help me. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
This is my, and I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again until somebody actually hears me. I struggle when young women and adults refer to their face when it's made up, when it's all dolled up, like photo shoot glam, right? I struggle when people say her face is beat.
Her face is beat. I knew when you said makeup, I knew that we were going to the beat. I
struggle with that. Yeah. And I know victims of domestic violence.
Yes.
I experienced it. I just don't know what are we saying? Like, can it just be she is dolled up, or she is glammed, or she's beautiful? Why does it have to be beat? Can you help me, sister?
Dawn, you know what? I'm going to first thank you for even bringing that up, because I have been one to say my face is beat as well, and not ever thinking about it from that perspective. I have been in domestic situations before, and I've also had my dearest friend, her daughter was killed in domestic violence a few years ago, or a couple years ago. So I am very, very closely tied to domestic violence. And you know what? We're going to today normalize that it's no longer a beat. And I'm going to figure out, I'm going to get with my makeup artist, and we're going to normalize a new word. And when we get this new word, I'm going to come to you first and say, this is the new word that we're going to put out here. And it's not going to be beat, because I think that even when it comes to the domestic violence piece of it, that the media, the world basically desensitizes so much stuff, so that not that we will on our end say it's okay to be beat, but on our end, when we say those words, it doesn't have as much weight as it should. And domestic violence is a problem. It's a problem on so many levels, because some people don't even understand or realize it's being done. It's been more normalized in their life so much that they don't even realize that it's being done. And it becomes what's normal. It becomes what's expected. And for some people who really need some help, it becomes the way that they receive love. Yeah. And so, I'm going to get with some people, and we're going to start today with figuring out another word to use outside of beat. And that is an extremely valuable pet peeve that you just said right there. And I thank you for bringing that to my attention as well.
I thank you for receiving it. I really have struggled with it. For a couple years now, the more we say that, then the more we're like, I don't want a beat face. I want a pretty face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and pretty is relevant. And so I've said it before. I don't know that I've directly said it to somebody in your industry, but I am glad that I shared it because it matters to me, as you said, that a 12-year-old does not receive that it's okay. I don't know that at 12 you know the distinction of beat and beat.
Right.
And I don't know that if you keep meshing it together, there's ever a distinction for you to know the difference.
Absolutely.
Because
it desensitizes it.
That's a precarious age. You know, you're 12 and for me, being 12 was having fairer skin and straighter hair and being told you got good hair or there's Indian in your family. And there's so many other struggles like you mentioned in Spike Lee's movie. It's so much other stuff to deal with. I don't want to have to try to decipher what beat is versus what's beat. You know what I mean? And so thank you for receiving that. Now all I have to do is talk to somebody in the fashion industry because I'm gonna take that word slay out of the dictionary. Slay. Those are my two. I gotta find somebody because we gonna stop slaying people. We ain't gonna kill them. There's no way. Sharp. Just be sharp or sharp. That's like we say she's sharp.
Be something.
Now tell me about Essations. When did you start it, and what? Tell me where the name came from.
So we started Essations. It's a legacy company, like you already know. So my parents started years ago, 1981. And even I'll go back a little bit further. So I am a luster. And so backstory about that is that luster products, which we know from S-Curl, Pink Oil Moisturizer, and that kind of, fame that has been throughout our communities forever. The founder of Luster Products is Fred Luster. He's my father's oldest brother. There's 20 years in between them. And Luster Products was made to be, a product line that goes on the shelf and figures for all of the consumers to get to take care of their hair as well. And so our brand started off as a company that did private labeling. And when I mean private labeling, so let's just say, Dawn, let's just say that you wanted some hair moisturizer. And you would come to us and say, I want some hair moisturizer. We're going to call it Book of Dawn's Moisture. And we would make it, we would label it, put it in a container, and you'll get it. All you have to do is market and sell it. And that you could be a marketer, we be the manufacturer. So that's how we began. We did products for several big name product lines. Okay. And we also had our own brand, which was Essations. And we didn't put a whole lot of marketing into it at the time, but we did have it there. And as time goes on, and of course your vision shifts and, the market shifts some, we had to end up starting to push that Essations brand. And Essations, the name came from just Essational, just being sensational. And we came up with that line, with that brand to be able to service the licensed cosmetologists. Gotcha. And so around, 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago, we introduced Naked by Essations, Naked products. And I'm not going to tell you where the name Naked came from. I'm going to take that one to my grave.
Okay. Or you could just say Naked.
Just say Naked, right? I was pregnant. My mind was in the wrong direction. We came up with this name.
Hey, it sounds good to me.
Yeah, exactly. But the premise behind it was at this point, we're seeing a lot of women shift from relaxed hair to natural hair about 10 years ago. That's when this big shift in our culture was taking place, where it's like you're embracing this natural style. And me, I had a curl. I'd had natural hair. This is when I was a child. And I went into a relaxer, and going into a relaxer, maybe when I was like, let's just say 13, 14 years old, I did not know my natural hair at all. So I think a lot of women were in the same boat. They had this relaxed hair, and then they started to go into this natural hair. No one knew what to expect. This is like, I'm 40 years old and I have no clue what my hair actually looks like. And we were finding out that natural hair needed more moisture and more strength. And so that's what Naked was. It was a way for you to put that moisture and strength in the hair so that when it's properly moisturized and the protein balance is proper on it as well, you don't have to use a lot of extra added shines and serums and stuff like that. So you could keep your hair naked. That's the clean version.
I like
And so
that.
that's where it came from. And we have been marketing that for a while. And we still sell it to our licensed cosmetologists, all of the, relaxers or anything that's chemical to it. But we also have those products available for the consumer to purchase as well, because we believe that taking care of your hair in-house is just as important as taking care of it when you're going to the salon too.
I you know what? It is, there's never been a better time to know how to take care of your hair. I mean, if the pandemic has forced some realization about learning how to use a blow dryer, a plug-in pressing comb, whatever it is, we've had to deal with that. So I like that. I think the word, I'm gonna say naked, I think it resonates with me because I think that I like to connect it to what you said earlier, to the core of it. You're naked. You're born naked. Naked. You are open. A nakedness gives you a vulnerability that we need in order to even receive any information. And so I think for me, when you say naked, although y'all know, I just said I like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and all them, but naked to me means vulnerable and open, and you're naked and you're able to receive because the layers come on after that. So that's the spin my marketing is going to put on that for you. So let me just also tell you that I still have the pink hair oil, the luster lotion. I swear by it.
Yeah.
Listen, you did not grow up black if you did not have that pink bottle in your house.
I'm telling you.
In Jesus' name, okay? And I
absolutely.
and I don't even use it anymore, but something about when I walk past it at the beauty supply house, I just have to buy it because I just feel like there's certain things to maintain my black. I'm still looking for the it's not Vaseline, but it was like Vaseline in the can that had the pop top. It was like
I know exactly. I can't even think of the name of it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was a black. It was it had black and red writing. I'm gonna Google it.
Yes.
Somebody, some proud soul sister. Somebody tell me it was like Vaseline, but it was our version. And in the top, you needed like a knife.
In a tin.
It's just certain stuff you gotta have. I got Father John's. I got cod liver oil. It's just some stuff you gotta have in pink luster. Or it's a have to have, and it works. That's the crazy thing.
Yes.
Now,
yes, absolutely.
I just told my age, so now I have a question. I am in perimenopause, and protein in my hair is not what it should be. Do you have any advice or products that you would recommend from your line? I've been doing this shampoo so many weeks, and I'll have a shampoo with protein and trying to maintain the moisture, but that's a big deal at this stage in a woman's life. What could you share with me and our viewers about keeping the protein in your hair without so much everyday maintenance?
Absolutely. So first thing about your hair is that anything that happens on the outside starts in the inside. And so if we're missing some protein on the outside, then there are some vitamins for strength that you can take that can build from the inside. So I would always start there with a nice hair and nail vitamin that you would get straight from the vitamin store or something like that. Theirs are a little bit stronger in strength than if you go to your local pharmacy or something. So if you go to a vitamin store or a natural food store, they have hair and nail vitamins in there that work really good for the inside to help that strength. And then second, when you're dealing with protein, there's a balance that you kind of would struggle with, because when you add protein and strength to your hair, then sometimes it can block out moisture, and you don't want to do that because that can cause some type of shedding or whatever too. So you really want to make sure that there's a great balance between the two. Mm-hmm. So with our line, I have a moisture repair shampoo, which makes sure that the moisture balance is corrected in your hair. I always recommend using that prior to doing any kind of protein treatment. Adding moisture and then adding strength always works really well. But my prize in that category is called our Naked Keratin Plus Reconstructive Mask. And what we've done is taken our a straight pure keratin protein, which your hair is made of keratin protein links anyway. So it takes that keratin protein and puts it inside of a very moisturizing base conditioner. It's something that I would recommend for at-home usage, and we use it in the salon as well, but it's mild enough to use it at home. Sometimes when you have those stronger proteins and you use them at home, it's a little bit more difficult because you have to really work hard to put that moisture back in. So that's something that I recommend going to the salon for. But for something that you can use for maintenance at home, our Naked Moisture Repair Shampoo and our Naked Keratin Plus Reconstructive Mask, I would recommend those two to help with that protein breakdown. And you can do those maybe twice a month. So my recommendation is, and I'll say it from my perspective, I always shampoo my hair in the shower. I don't know what anybody else does, but it's what I do. And so I'll get in the shower, wet my hair, shampoo it 2 times. I'll use that moisture repair shampoo, rinse it off. And then after that, I'll take the conditioner and put it on my hair. And then I'll finish, with the rest of my body. Like whatever day I'm doing my hair service in the shower, that's also the day that it's going to be my long day. Maybe I'm shaving my legs, or maybe I'm putting a mask on my face or whatever. So I'm in there for another 10 minutes to 15 minutes. And then once I finish doing everything else, then I'll go back and rinse that conditioner off of my hair. It's in the shower. There's steam in there. I got it warm. So it's like having a steam treatment on your hair, the same as you would want to have it on your face or anything like that. And then rinse and style from there. So those are the 2 products that I really want to recommend when it comes to that. And then if you're doing any blow drying or anything, on the Naked side, we also have Infusion 365. That's our leave-in conditioner, and it's chock full of all of your vitamins that you need for your hair. It also has some proteins in it as well, and it keeps working while you're going on your week in between shampoos. So that Infusion 365 really protects the hair as a heat protectant as well. So if you're doing anything else to your hair, it's definitely going to help protect it through that.
Now, Stephanie, are your products, where can we find those products?
You can we have them in several local retailers. If you go to our website, essations.com, you'll be able to see there and look at what retailers in your area has the products. If you don't see something in your immediate area, then you can always just go right to that website, essations.com. And you can place your order there. It comes right here to us in our manufacturing warehouse. So you're getting the freshest product that's being made. And when we get those orders in, it takes us about 24 hours to process them and get them shipped out, and they'll ship and come directly to your door. We've been very efficient with that through COVID, which has been a blessing. People not being able to go to the salon, it really has forced them to be able to find what they're used to using or what they know works in their hair. Virtually and merchandising wise, we've been able to really survive during this period and pivot into making sure that we're getting products to those end users that are in need.
So before I ask you my all Chicago questions, I have to ask you, is it difficult to have the last name Luster and be in business as a legacy daughter for generations? Has that been difficult for you?
It has. I won't say that it's been difficult, because I am so proud and prideful of everything that everybody before me has gone through. So I'm very proud of the Luster name. It causes more issue personally than it does business-wise, because when people see or hear the name Luster, they automatically have you framed as a certain type of person. Not to say that that frame is a bad frame, but it gives them preconceived notions of what they think you are, and you have to expose yourself for longer for people to be able to come up with their own opinion of who you are just off of interactions with you. If you don't have a legacy name like that, then when you walk into the room, you're taken at what you are, and people form opinions just off of what your presence may bring. When you have a legacy name, then of course they're going to come up with, and that can be good or bad. You have some people that run up and they're like, oh my God, I just want to be around, because of this name. And I'm like, girl, you phony as I don't know what, what I'm saying?
Right.
So because it kind of goes both ways. Personally, it is a little bit more difficult than it is in the business realm. But in the business realm, we think of the beauty industry and we think of all women. We just think of women, women, women. But of course, if you get down to who's at the top, I'm dealing in a male-dominated industry anyway. And so just being a woman in the male industry, it takes some time for you to be able to build respect as far as just knowing or people understanding that you're about business and you can take care of the business in front of you just because of that male-female standard that comes in.
Yeah, that's good. We've been having this question around the studio about, what boxes we put people in. And so I didn't want to get off of this call without asking you that, because those are broad shoulders. Your family legacy is one that I can say we've all grown up with, especially if you're from Chicago.
Absolutely.
And you don't know who Luster is. Shame. You've been like real talk living under a rock. One of my broadcast brothers said his hair is about to be luxurious. I said,
I love it.
Me too, because I'm gonna go get this protein thing. So you said protein. You said hair and nail vitamins.
Yes. There are hair and nail vitamins. And then there's also, like, if you deal with some vitamin E, that's helpful as well. They even have some hair and nail tea, and just watch also your water intake, what you eat, the type of proteins that are in your food. Your hair can also be affected by, if you change what your dietary needs are. Like, I went from being, eating whatever I want to being a pescatarian. So of course, and most of my meals are vegetarian. And so of course, I'm missing a piece of protein there too. And as I get older, I'm, in my 40s, coming up on mid 40s. As I get older, my body is reaching and needing certain things that I have to make sure I supplement when it comes to not just my diet, because my diet is very limited. So I have to make sure I'm supplementing it in any other kind of way, because then when you're getting some of those aches and pains, some of those, right now it's difficult for me to jump up out the bed as it, used to be. But the body is actually needing and craving things that it's not getting from the food. We're definitely not getting the vitamin D from the sun. So there's so many different things that we need to supplement, especially here in Chicago, that will really feed our bodies and get it at optimal use. And that is very relevant when it comes to the hair as well.
That makes sense, because I've been pescatarian for years. So that would make sense as to why it's. Okay. I can't let you get out of here without, I got to put you on the grill. Okay, we gotta put you on. Okay. We gotta put you on the bookshelf. Okay, sugar or salt and pepper on your grits?
Salt, pepper, and butter me, please.
She's answered that before. I think at the OHOP sounds like. Do you wear sneakers or gym shoes?
I wear gym shoes since I was a kid.
Cubs or White Sox?
White Sox until the day I die.
You're liking this. I see, nephew. Ketchup or mustard on your hot dog?
Mustard. Ketchup is gross on hot dogs. Like, it's gonna wet down the bun. I have absolutely no idea why it's a thing on hot dogs.
She is really like Chicago right now. Do you drink soda or pop?
It's soda. Okay, so I drink pop. I drank pop for a long time until I went down south, and I was like, I need a pop, and they were like, what you talking about? Boop. And I was like, okay, I'm soda only because I'm international, but I am pop all day long. Red pop, actually.
Red, but let's be clear, because Chicago, you gonna call it by the color.
Grape or red?
Grape or red.
Grape or red.
That's right.
I can't with you. Do you drive on the freeway or the expressway?
It's the expressway.
You shop at Jewel's or Jewel?
I shop at Jewel's because obviously there's a whole lot of them. I'm going to Jewel's to get it, and I use my Jewel bags, for everything.
Look, you can even be a legacy baby and say Jewel's, okay? Which means you shop at Aldi's or Aldi.
Aldi, but it's difficult for me to go into Aldi sometimes because I stand in the aisle laughing at the names of the food that they have, made and created, and it takes me a long time to get through it because I'm in there cracking up.
So let me tell you, I'm going to be in an Aldi commercial because they're going to have to take me. It's a different Aldi. It is not the stock up store anymore. They have
really. I have to go back.
They got real stuff in there, like
Okay,
Like,
because I would just stand in the aisle and I'd be like, I know they didn't name those, sugar puffs right there. Like I would be in there cracking up for the sugar puffs and I couldn't take it and I'd have to turn around.
Let me tell you something. They got fresh meat. They have organic sections. They got real stuff in there. Like the almond milk,
Really?
whatever the brand milk that is my daughter drinks. It's like $9 in Jewel. They have a lot of, their own. Trader Joe is the same company, so they've started bringing.
You are making me want to go. Like I am going to have to go.
Please go. It will blow your mind.
Now I know that there was a plant-based meat substitute that somebody had, fixed for me when I was in Tennessee, and she was telling me that the brand was it was so good, and she said it was only sold in Aldi. So I have to go and see if I can find that too, because
you gotta go. We can go together. I for some reason, me and Aldi, they got great prosecco too. It's only like $9.
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about that offline.
Okay.
Did you go to kindergarten or kindergarten?
I went to kindergarten.
Do you eat gyros?
Yeah, but there's no
rolls?
G. You said what?
Do you eat gyros or gyros? Or
gyros? Gyros. We don't even know what gyros are.
Nephew, this girl is for real a Chicagoan, okay? So the movies or the show?
I'm going to the show.
She said it's so matter of fact. By the way, how many pennies make a dime, Miss Stephanie?
I'm going to go with 10 so I won't look,
No, you said it. You said TIN, Chicagoan. It's 10. It's an E.
It's 10. It's 10.
It's 10. But you know how y'all do. 10. Okay. No, that's the roof. That's the fiddler.
Yeah. No, it's 10.
And my last question for you before I let you go is,
okay.
What's your song? What's the song that makes you forget that you are a legacy and there are cameras that might be filming your reaction?
Oh, my song actually is anything John Legend, but if I choose one, it would be Slow Dance by John Legend. It's the thing that makes me forget everything, and I am in the middle of the floor dancing with my son. That would be. Love that.
Yeah. John Legend. He does have some dope joints though. I know.
Yeah,
I know you like it. Don't even comment. I could tell you a John Legend fan. My nephew over here, my boss nephew, is over here. He's a 100-year-old person in a 30-year-old's body. Okay. He got no soul.
He knows good music. There. I am just like a John Legend fan. I go to every show. As soon as the tickets go on sale, I'm buying them. I'm looking at my schedule. I'm like, okay, we're going to go see him in New York this time. And then I go fly out. When I say we, I mean me. I'm talking about me and then myself. Yeah.
Me, myself, and I, all three of you.
Me, myself, and I. It's like we're running through and again, we, I mean me. We're running through the airport to get to the flight, to fly to New York, to have dinner, to have the show and come back and be ready for work the next day. Like me and John Legend, I mean, I'm not romantically interested, but he could just sing to me at all times, and me and him, we too good.
Wait, I hope is this the song? All of Me? All of Me?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So clearly you guys know now why I wanted to share Stephanie with y'all. I try to be stingy with my sister friends, but I had to share her story. I had to show you that you can be legacy and still be hood, that you can be legacy and you can carve your own path, because what they did was planted the seed, and what she is doing is making sure the branches and the foundation continues to grow, not just for herself and her son, but for our entire community. The masterclass tomorrow, if you go on Polished Pebbles Facebook page, it will tell you an email. I put it in the thread. There's still time to register your niece, your daughter, somebody that can be blessed. I'm assuming even if you're a young guy, masterclass, we you might be a guy and doing here. You might be like Chris Curse, and you can find out some ways to zhuzh yourself at that masterclass tomorrow. Stephanie, thank you for joining us. You really are that girl. And my woman crush Wednesday for today. And should we sing her out? Should we sing all of me? That's all the part. Well, I don't know all the words. All of you, intercessions, it's something and essations. Give her all of me. She gave you all of you. It's from her curls and her protein. Something's. I'm gonna make a song for her off that. Okay. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank
I
you so
appreciate you.
much.
And yes, you are a Chicago gyro mustard eating sister. We love you.
I'm
We'll be
going to
right back.
find
Stay with
something
us.
in the refrigerator right now. Thank you.
WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Good morning. Yeah. I see you, Dawn. Slick J Adams. Good morning. Come on.
You listening to the book of Dawn. Good morning. You listening to the book of Dawn. This morning. You listening to the book of Dawn. Good morning. You listening to the book of Dawn. Are you ready for the truth? And nothing but the truth, so help you God. She's bringing it to you every weekday at 9 in the morning. So if you want to hear the real, this is what you gotta do. Just long around and listen to Dawn speak her mind. The book of Dawn in the morning. This morning, listen to the book of Dawn. This morning, you listen to the book of Dawn. You're now tuned in to Dawn. Oh, sexy Dawn. We're standing for the black people media. Yeah.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to the Book of Dawn from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. Hold on, I'm going to close the door. Okay. Okay, I'm back. See how fast I did that? Yeah, she's dope, right? She's super dope.
Super dope.
Yeah, super Chicago. She was like, why would you put, I love ketchup, Stephanie. Why would you put ketchup? It's going to make the bun soggy. She got a whole little site, but you know, that's that science. That's that understanding how to make hair products and all the science of stuff. I'm just like, ketchup is good.
I like that short hair too. She was rocking that.
She did have that was a very cute short haircut. So lesson for me, I have to, I got to go get me some vitamins because the protein thing, not eating meat, I probably, or have
real
some.
out here.
Yeah, you don't have no problems, okay? You got a head full of beautiful locks. Hey, listen, I got a joke for you. This is good. I got a couple. I might just tell one though, because we have to finger tut. I'm going back to finger tutting because I'm gonna try. We gonna have to. Whose song we gonna finger tut to? Steve Huff or somebody? We gotta have a song because when I saw him finger tutting last night, there was a song to it.
Do it to some slick.
Okay, so good. Yes, you guys. If you don't know what finger tutting is, let me tell you this before I tell you the joke, so that you can tut with us. Okay. Finger tutting is a type of dance that involves intricate movements of the fingers. The word tutting is a street dance style. I'm trying to figure out how I missed that. But anyway, my daughter was a dancer. We never learned tutting. Anyway, it's based on angular movements, which are supposed to stylize and possess like the scene reliefs of the ancient Egypt arts. Okay, so this is old. This is not new. It's new for me. So I had to share it with you.
Michael Jackson, he was tutting on Remember the Times.
Oh, was that what he was doing? Wait a minute.
Tutting.
You do know that is my favorite Michael Jackson song of all time.
Yeah.
Produced by my friend, Teddy Rap. But tut, you know why it's called tut? Because it refers to King Tut. Okay? It became popular through like Step Up 3D when the movie Step Up came out. That's when it became popular, like 2010, a minute ago. But it has received international attention. And then there's a dancer choreographer named Julian J. Funk Daniels who did like a viral Samsung. Do you remember that commercial? And he was kind of moonwalking and tutting at the same time. So anyway, everybody can finger tut, okay? It's so we're going to, I'm going to tell you a joke, and then we're going to tut. We're going to finger tut. And clearly somebody knows how to do it better than I do because he already knew what the heck it was, and I learned it yesterday. Okay, here's my joke. What's the award for being the best dentist? What's the award for being the best dentist?
I don't know. What is the award for being the best dentist?
A little plaque. I love that laugh.
I like that one.
A little plaque. Yeah, I gotcha. Gotta brush your teeth. Gotta brush your teeth. Gotta brush your teeth. You want to hear another one? You know I'm loaded. I'm locked and loaded, okay? What does... I almost cracked up saying it. What sound does a nut make when it sneezes? I cracked myself up. What sound does a nut make when it sneezes? I cracked myself up, just so you know.
That's a hard one. What does it?
Cashew. I'm on a roll today. Cashew. Yep. I know y'all mad. I know you want me to do stand up.
Chicago boys. Hecky no.
Hecky no. Don't we say hecky? Hecky no. Okay, let's tut. We ready? You got your camera ready? Okay. I'm going to look like Anthony Anderson's mama, but y'all can tut with us. If you're tutting and you want to send a video, text it to me. My number's been the same for 30 years. So let's tut. Oh, not 30. No, a little longer than 30. Jesus, I've had that cell phone a long time. Okay, I'm ready to tut. We need the song. You got the music. And by the way, this is tea. This is tea with cream and sugar. It is not coffee. Day 1, no coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Hot tea. Dunkin' Donuts has the best hot tea with cream and sugar. Okay, ready?
Ready?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. Okay, wait. It's not Vogue. Wait, hold on. The man was doing like this yesterday.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right.
Oh, yeah.
You damn, you're a twin.
Stop it.
Yeah. You might well let that play. You already know. These people are okay with listening to Slick sing my song. This boy's so talented. And do you know, I did not know until yesterday that Ben won. That was him on the hook.
Ben won.
Who knew? And you talked about him being at CVS, and I heard that story 15 more times. They were like, I remember that day. Like in the church, yeah. That was good. I don't know why I have to look so good. I don't know, Slick. Maybe you and Ben can make a response song for why. I don't know. But y'all learn how to tut. Speaking of celebrities, Nelly had a mansion in Missouri. Off the chain. The tub looked big enough for 2 shacks. Like it was humongous. Anyway, he's selling it for $600,000. It's a fixer-upper. He bought it, and now he's selling it for $600,000. It is in the middle of nowhere, but it went on sale. It's been listed for sale. If I wanted to live in Missouri, it's a house. I was looking at the pictures online, like, my God, like it. Let me see how many square foot. It had a full basketball court.
I wonder if he downgraded or upgraded.
Well, I don't think he ever lived in this house. I think it was something he bought to fix up and maybe retire to. But it's posted on Zillow. So if y'all want to see what I'm talking about, it's on Zillow. It is insane. It's
on Zillow.
It's on Zillow.
He reaching.
600,000, but they say it's been vacant for 20 years, and he purchased it back in 2002 because I think he thought he was going to flip it, or maybe he was going to, whoever lived in it at first. He was
going to sell some more records.
That was good. Make that laugh come. That was good. He didn't know at that time he would be dancing with the stars. But you've got to see this. This house was built in 1998. They say it's like 30 miles out of St. Louis, but it is 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms. It sits on 12 acres of land, and it's 10,700 square feet. The house is ridiculous. It's ridiculous abandoned. So you know an abandoned house ridiculous. All you got to do is give it a little tender love and care.
I think if I buy a mansion, though, it's got to have more than 6 rooms.
No, 6 bedrooms. I mean,
it's gotta have
how many kids you going to have?
But it's not about how many kids I have. You got a mansion. It has to feel like a mansion to me.
10,000
10 bedrooms at least.
No, because they just get smaller. I would just assume you make a coach house on the property than to have 10 bedrooms in your house. Remember, if you have 10 bedrooms in your house, you got to be bothered with some folks that when you want to walk around in your drawers. If you have a coach house or a guest house, you can send them over there. Like Dondre, when Dondre was in Cali, he was in Hawaii. By the way, he's on The View right now, and he'll be here tomorrow. But he was in Hawaii. His wife and children were on vacation, and they ended up going to Oprah's place in Hawaii. And he said Oprah told them they could stay in the guest house. He said the guest house was bigger than the house they live in at home in California. So I would, with acreage like that, I would make a guest house. And I would probably have a 5-bedroom guest house. You can put them over there, and you can still be the king of your own castle. But it is it's insane. You have to go on Zillow or just Google Nelly Mansion. It's worth it. It's beautiful. And whoever made the basketball court, tennis courts, the pool, all that at the beginning. Had to be somebody. I'm thinking it had to be like an athlete because the tub was humongous. Like the tub is
like a swimming pool.
It was 2 7-footers would have fit in there comfortably. But yeah, I thought that was interesting information. Did anybody find the grease can that I was talking about? Because I need to know. What did you give up today's the day.
I gave up Red Bulls.
Okay.
Actually, I got a new energy drink in there. It's some body armor stuff I'm trying out.
Okay.
It's like natural. It's
Okay.
like juice.
Okay. But it has like the electrolytes or whatever gives you energy.
Yes.
Okay. Remember last week or a couple days ago, I told you that The Weeknd spent a bag of money getting his face. Well, let me tell you what confused me. He flew in an esthetician, had all dolled himself up. But then when asked why the guys had on a mask, all the little Jasons that was running behind him, that's what they look like to me, or the birds from the Wiz. He said that the significance of the entire head bandage is reflecting the absurd culture of Hollywood that manipulates themselves to be validated, to be beautiful. Now, I could rock with that if he hadn't just spent 2 house notes on his own face.
But he did he made his face look like plastic surgery type stuff, though. He didn't get glamorized.
No, he did, though. Yeah. And he spent, almost $5,000 on it. And so my thing is, while I get your point, I don't know that the bandages convey that, but I understand from the spirit from which it comes. But if you want them to be looking like the crows on The Wiz to downplay superficial beauty, why did you spend that kind of money to get your own face done? And I guess I'm wondering if he gave them gift certificates to get their face done after having to be wrapped up in the bandages in the first place. So, yeah, I just wondered. I just wondered. He wore that fake bloody, he was walking around all half of last year with the fake blood, looking like he had been in a car accident. Yeah, he different. He different.
Weird.
He a little different. He's a little different. Like blinding lights, he different. Okay, I'm not mad at him. I like his songs, but for years I didn't know it was a solo person. For sure, when they were saying The Weeknd, I thought it was a group of people. I absolutely did, and was quite ashamed of myself for not knowing better. They showed pictures on the news last night of Bourbon Street. Wow, ghost town. You had 2 or 3 revelers out there, but it was, having been there last year and can show you pictures and still have a scar on my leg from when I was trying to get to the front of the line because the good coconuts was about to come. Yeah, it was a ghost town. I'm like, wow.
COVID got to New Orleans?
Yeah, right after I left. Literally right after we left was when they shut the town down because they knew that because of Mardi Gras, it was going to be, they call them super spreaders, but we didn't know we didn't know we were spreading anything at the time. So, but yeah, it was not Murray's with the 10 and not Royal Crown, Sonia. It was like an initial, this crease. Y'all got to help me find it. Y'all got to help me find it before we leave today. I know nephew ain't going to know nothing about it. But it was literally, the container. It looked like a Crisco can, but it was this big. And you couldn't, that was an afterthought because you needed like how you needed like a can opener or a knife to flick it up. It pressed some kind of press. Somebody help me. Not cream. Rhonda, send me a picture. Text me a picture. I know what it was black, and I want to say the writing was red on the can. And it was around the 60s or 70s. Somebody, y'all got to help me. Y'all got to help me. I have a Black History fact for you. A little-known Black History fact. It's about interracial marriage. Did you know that interracial marriage in the United States was banned in 1664 and not overturned until 1967? So technically, the year I was born, you could not legally marry interracially in the United States. That's
What
crazy.
year was this?
It was banned in 1664 and not overturned until 1967. So the story about the Loving family, which is the interracial couple who were the catalyst for it being overturned, is a great watch. I watched it I think I watched it at the movie theater because a movie came on about it, but check it out. It's pretty dope. But the fact that it was 1967, that's like not that long ago, right? During the 17th and early 18th century, the growing number of interracial marriages, also known as something I ain't gonna say, between blacks and whites led to the passage of
Jungle
this.
Fever.
Look, I caught myself. Look, how did you? You can't be telling. You're making me sweat. You ain't supposed to know. I was about to be ignorant. Okay, sorry. The first law was enacted in the colony of Maryland in 1664, and additional colonies quickly followed suit. These marriages were expressly prohibited, and penalties included enslavement, exile, and imprisonment of the white perpetrator. Okay? Because black people in the 16s, 17s, and 18s, so they would punish their own people with enslavement. This is a rowdy crowd here, buddy. These laws grew and evolved over the years, and attempts were made to modify the Constitution to ban interracial marriages in all the states. It would take 300 years for this law to be overturned. In 1967, Richard Loving, a white man, and Mildred Jeter, a black woman, were married in the District of Columbia. When they returned home to Virginia, they were arrested and convicted of violating the state's law of not marrying interracially. They each faced a year in jail, and their case went all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court found in favor of the Lovings, the couple, in the trial Loving versus Virginia. They ruled that prohibiting interracial marriage on a state and local level was unconstitutional. This meant that marriages between races were legal in the country for the first time since 1664. In 2000, hear me clear. Okay, this is the United States we live in. Hear me clear. I said 1664, 1967, and in 2000, the state of Alabama, Roll Tide, became the last state to officially legalize interracial marriage.
2000?
Did you hear me? In your lifetime, okay? They removed the unenforceable ban that was still contained in their state's constitution. That's that little stuff they get you on. You don't even know it's in the books. That's crazy, right?
Because my grandma always tells the story of my great grandma, who was a Native American. She was she ran away with an Irishman who was ahead of the concentration camps that the Indians were on.
Wow.
And they ran away and had my great grandmother.
Wow. The fact that you know that, I love it, because
she makes sure we know.
Okay, good.
She makes sure every generation know the story.
Good.
How she got here.
The fact that she knows that, you could probably do well with Ancestry. I stay on Ancestry and 23andMe and stuff, but it's kind of hard because the names were spelled differently then, and the map was different. So what is now this city might have been that state, and especially with people from Louisiana. I looked for years in Louisiana, but they were actually on the Mississippi side. So you just really have to know, and to research Louisiana, you have to know parishes, and it's a whole thing.
I still got family in California, like my grandma's side from back way back out, yeah. So
yeah,
Blackfoot. They all
wow.
know they tribe and everything. Blackfoot.
So that was your great grandma, great.
My great grandma, and was the one who was all.
You know, you could probably get a check.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They have. I got a homegirl who's has a direct descent, and she gets money every month. They got money for that. You could probably go to school free too, if you're interested in going to school.
I'm done with school.
Well, I mean, like a PhD or something. You're never done with school. You're at school right now. You're learning every day. School's never over. You go to school every day. You work with Herb too. Jesus, that's like a whole school. Look, that's like a whole school. Listen, we're gonna take a break. Oh yeah, for big time, sure. As a matter of fact, he is in today. After I leave, he is going to come and bless y'all with some supreme knowledge from my, I call him Frankie. He's the Frankie Beverly of What's in It for the Black People Media. We're going to take a break because I think Maze is either menopause is happening right now or Maze is turning the heat up and he trying to smoke me out. I feel like he's trying to smoke me out. I feel like it's a CO conspiracy right now, but I'm burning up. So we're going to take a break. And I'm turning down the heat, and we'll be right back.
WIFTVPM. Parenting in a Pandemic, powered by the Chicagoland Mom Squad, hosted by me, Tennille Jackson. Today's guest will be Beulah McLeod. We know her and love her first and foremost here at What's in It for the Black People Media. We also know her and love her in the Chicagoland Mom Squad. Her life's work has been about leveling the playing field so that no matter what a child's zip code or economic status might be, he or she would have access to high quality education. What principles and values have been the most important for you when it comes to raising your daughter?
First of all, consistency, discipline, boundaries, with a lot of love, right? So from the time Asia was young, like she had a bedtime.
We would say that again out loud for the people in the back.
She had a bedtime. And no matter, it's interesting because my ex-husband and I have been divorced for like over a decade now, but we tried as much as possible to kind of mirror each other in terms of routines and habits, right? Okay. So if she had a bedtime at my house, she had a bedtime at his house. We tried to do that in tandem. Exposure is key. So exposing her to as many things as possible, as many opportunities as possible, allowing her to explore as many of her interests as she wanted to. And I think that's paid off because she's a creative child who now, and you know that she started her own business during the pandemic and just found really creative ways to keep going. So I think it's important that if children have interests, that you allow them to explore them because you never know where they're going to end up or what they'll land on. And she laughs to this day and is like, Mommy, thank you so much for just letting me try different things.
Looking fabulous, got my necktie, matching cufflinks. We so classy, tell me what you're drinking on. I'll pay this time, relax, unwind. It's about that time. See if your heart in love like mine. Did it hurt you so bad your love's unkind? I wanna see what you're feeling. Don't disguise your feelings. In the name of love, girl, you deserve a man that'll fight for ya, make everything alright for ya. You deserve a man. Boy, you gave a chance, he wasn't a man. He don't understand that. You deserve a man. Girl, you deserve a man that'll fight for ya, make everything alright for ya. You deserve
What do you deserve? Oh, wait a minute. That might, I think somebody found. Welcome back. You're tuned into the Book of Dawn. I think my cousin found it. Hold on. Lord Jesus. If this was the, yes! Ah, Chef Satia for the win. Google hair rep. It was hair rep, y'all. That is the answer. Oh my gosh. She did it. She did it. She did it. She did it. My cousin, Chef Satia. It was hair rep. Ron, you gotta Google it. We had some other great answers though. Royal Crown hairdressing, Murray's. I didn't know this, but
this stuff look old.
Do you see the top? Yes. Is it? Let me see. Is the can black and red and what? Yes, Lord. That is it. Thank you, Chef Satia. Hair rep. But we had some other good submissions. Murray's. You know, like the Dax when you get the waves and you say my hair is full of waves. Murray's, I did not know because somebody put Murray's in it. Yes, that's it. G. Can we show? Can you put that on the camera? Look, hair rep. Good. Yes, I knew I wasn't crazy, and I knew the colors. That's it. Put it here. Look. See y'all. That's it. Better. See that? Yes. Screenshot me that. I'm posting that. That is what I'm talking about. Yes. Thanks, Chef. But I did, when we were on break, when we were trying to take ourselves from the heat from the hell on temperature to go to the Arctic, because Maze had us in here burning up. I did Google. Somebody said Murray's. I Googled Murray's, and I did not know that Murray's was formulated by a black man. In 1925, C.D. Murray made that so because black men were wearing like the wave look then. Remember when Malcolm X in the movie, and they said he was wearing like his hair in a conch. That style, like the wave, it makes sense. That makes sense. But shots out. It's Black History Month. I just found out another fact in real time. Murray's pomade was made. It was extremely heavy and greasy.
So it's made by a black person?
Yeah.
In that orange can?
C.D. Murray in that orange can. Still selling today. I wonder if his family still owns that. That'd be interesting to find out. But yes, Murray's. And the other one was Royal Crown. You wouldn't know nothing about that one either. But that one was in a red container with a silver. This is all you have to have known what sponge rollers were.
But the green grease.
Oh yeah, the pressing. That's ultra press. That was pressing cream. You use that when you prep. My granny, yeah.
Thick as
that, and then
the white top.
Yeah, so I got some of that in my house. And then the pressing cream was in a yellow jar. Yeah, you
have a blue one too.
Yeah, but it's still a blue one. Yeah, you have to be old school to know those, or have had your hair pressed. I know it was an iron and comb in your house.
And I had hair like my whole life almost.
I can tell.
From about third grade.
Did you ever? You ain't never like do finger waves or not? I want finger waves. I want finger waves. Do you think I would look? I think I do want finger waves.
I think you could pull it off though.
I tried to do it at my last birthday party, but it didn't lay. Like I wanted hood waves, I wanted hood finger waves. But I'm gonna get them. Yeah. Sonya said, that hair rep, baby. If you didn't have hair rep in the 70s, oh Lord Jesus, and we put that on our hair. Ew, why? Jesus. Oh, word pronunciation. I was watching Basketball Wives last night. Listen, people. I need y'all to quit saying Atlanta. Where you going? Atlanta. It's not Atlanta. It's Atlanta. There's a whole T there that is not silent. The two of the girls on the show the girl that was Malaysia, that was married to the basketball player. She lives there, and she's calling it Atlanta. I got to go back to Atlanta. I'm like, that's not how you say that. And the producers are not even caring to correct you. Guys, it's not.
They don't want to correct them. They want them to look ignorant.
Man, Atlanta, how you don't live in Atlanta? There is no Atlanta. Like, that's crazy than a mug. I said, I'm going to use that as let me help you with your words. Let me, look, show me your work. That part. Yeah. Another one. It's the month of what? What's this month?
February.
February. There's an R there. February, not February. Yeah. Come on, y'all. How do you say, you know what prison that is downtown? Right off Van Buren. We call it the Fed joint. How do you say the whole word? Not Fed. Federal, not federal. Like,
I don't think
even the street. I have a question for you guys, and I would probably need to ask somebody like Maze or Ruthie's or Tucson, somebody that knows the landscape. Is it Racine or Racine?
It's Racine.
I think it's Racine. But is that street Racine or Racine? And then the other one, I say Troop, but the newscasters always say Throop. Is it not Troop?
I say Troop. I stay on Troop.
Oh, you live on Troop. Yeah, I say Troop too, but they're always on there like such and such Throop Street, and I'm like,
it's that H.
But I thought it was Troop, and so if y'all could help me with that, I'm not too proud to learn. I don't want to say Racine and it's Racine, because I've never heard anybody refer to the city in Wisconsin as Racine. They say Racine, Wisconsin. But you know, we're from Chicago, so we might be saying Ray like homie, yeah. And it's Ruh. So, but somebody just help me with that. Yeah. Just I'm not above. Do you know how to say? Do you remember the homie Matt that played for the Bears?
Brian, and his last name.
Start with an F. Well, it's Forte. E at the end. The E's not silent. It's not Fort. That would be Johnny and Jeff, the homies from the Boulevard. Okay. And how about when you walk into your house, and then there's that little space? What do you call that?
What little space?
It's a foyer. People say foyer. It's not French. It's a foyer.
People.
Look, it's a foyer. It's okay. You don't have to add that little piece of stuff to that to make yourself sound like you living in a bigger house. Hey, I saw another word correction. I'm watching a video yesterday of Pac-Man Jones. So you know he was in a fight the other night. Okay. So he was interviewed the next morning. This poor baby Jesus. I gotta mimic him. Because he said it like 14 times. So he meant that. Okay. It was not by mistake. He said, he's talking to the guys and he's like, so we went and we did this, and remind you, and remind you, because remind you, he kept, and every time he said it, I cringed. I was like, somebody text him and tell him to stop saying remind you. That is so.
What is it? Rewind?
Why are you reminding somebody something you're telling them for the first time? If I'm telling you a story and like
I thought they only said that when they referring back to another part of the story that they already said before.
He didn't. That's the point. He was like, we were at the club, me and my wife and my brother, and I went to the DJ booth and I was asking him to play Jacquees and Lil Baby, and he said all the things, and he said, and remind you, I was just there to have a good time. How you gonna remind somebody something you ain't said? And then he would go to the next part of the story and say a whole new fact and say, and remind you. I'm thinking he was meaning to say, like, mind you, I was minding my own bit, like that, mind you, like, or be conscious of. But he was saying remind, and he was saying it like
That's
he was
hilarious.
he was saying it like he was squared up, like he was, Salim Muwakil with it, like, bruh, you can't remind somebody. That's like me walking in here saying
a part of the story that you ain't even brought up yet.
remind you. I'm like, he was so confident though. I wasn't mad at him because he was so confident. It was just like, okay, well, it's real to him. But it was so, mind you, that's like put a pause in it. Let me just share another piece with you. Like, hold tight. Let me put this piece in. You can't remind me something you ain't told me. And if you could remind me, you wouldn't say remind you.
Also, it's mind you and mind you.
Yeah, mind you, I was, yesterday I was making gumbo. Mind you, Winston was over there wanting me to throw some chicken andouille down. Not remind you. The word and the use of in and of itself doesn't belong before.
That's so hilarious. I might just start doing it on purpose.
Remind you. You've never heard people do that. Remind you. Well, you probably heard them all the time.
Way.
Yeah. You probably hear them say remind all the time. And it just has become so normalized that we just think it's right. You know what I'm saying?
No, I've heard it used the right way, like mind you
Mind
and
you.
remind you. Like,
Right.
remind you is when you telling a story and then you pause and you go back to another part in the beginning.
Right.
and you're like,
To make a reference to.
yeah, like, and remind you I came with my brothers, like I told you before. Like,
Right. Factual. Right. Now you can't start out with the remind, okay?
now I'm finna start purposely doing it wrong.
Right. I wanted to remind you, good morning. Welcome to the Book of Dawn. It's the same dawn, a new day. Remind you.
And remind you we got a guest coming on later.
Exactly. That's my point. Come on, people. And I hate that it just sticks out for me. I just hate, but he was so confident. I don't know. He claims he wasn't drunk, but we'll see. Kendall Jenner has a new tequila. These girls just keep making up stuff, okay? She claims that she's had done hella testings. I haven't done the research on it. Y'all know I like tequila.
They just put their name on that stuff. They ain't making that stuff.
No, some of that stuff I think she did. I think that her and the makeup girl, I think that's their stuff for real. It's not like it's hard, right? Especially when you have money and access to go and create a product. I mean, we just talked to Stephanie Luster. Those are their products. So some people, I'm not going to say that clearly I'm sure they get endorsements, but some of that stuff they actually do. Some of those, like Mark Aguirre, like Big Mark and Isaiah, that is their champagne. They're not just using Isaiah Thomas's name and Mark Aguirre's name. So some of it's legitimate. I'm not going to say all of it by any stretch, but her tequila's 818. So we'll see. She posted it on her Instagram and said after many years of testing, it's finally here. It's 818. That's the area code to the valley in California. They live in Calabasas. So she named it after her area code. But this is what tripped me out. It got 5 million likes. Why? Like, okay. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, so I think that might be all I have for you today. Except, I can't leave here without telling you a couple things, right? Let me find my 2 things. Yesterday was good. I got a lot of hits on that. Let's see. It is so hot in here, Jesus. I think Maze is trying to burn me out or something. I don't know. I told you Dondre Whitfield tomorrow. I told you go do something nice for somebody today. It's random. Acts of kindness. Pay for somebody behind you in line. Or just give the cashier $10 and tell them to ring up the next 2 people. Don't forget to sacrifice. Don't forget to pray. And let me tell you 2 things. I'm going to be a little ignorant since we talked about beauty today. Okay? I don't know why so many people are opposed to wearing masks. You know why I don't know? Because most of y'all been wearing masks all your life. Okay? Just put that out there. Don't be mad with this mask because you already have a mask on, okay? And guess what else? Everyone in church ain't a Christian. Everyone in jail ain't a criminal. And everybody in your faith is not your friend. Okay? That's what I have for you. Listen, thank you for tuning in to the Book of Dawn, spending a little time with me. Remember to lead with love. Use your voice to be a positive impact. Have a wonderful day. Watch The View. Check out Dondre, and then flip to us tomorrow and watch him again. We got this male versus man thing. I'm a see if one of my broadcast brothers, I can pull him in virtually to have this conversation with me, because I feel like there's value in adding the other side. Tune in for the next page of the Book of Dawn, and guess what we say at the end? Peace. And roll tide, roll. Turn the heat up.
WIFTDPM. Oh, baby. I mean, I know that you're here with me and everything, but since you just left a few hours ago, I've just been going crazy. And I done come to realize one thing. Woo!